Hey, Street Fighters, we're here early again. Like we said, 7 p.m. Wednesday nights, the new Street Fight starting time. That way I can still go to concerts and rub my kid's back when she goes to bed. We appreciate everybody that's adjusted and all those new people that have come in. We are now streaming live 7 p.m. Wednesday nights, Street Fight Radio on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can see us right there on your screen. You can chat along while we talk, make some friends, join the family, and have a lot of fun here at Street Fight Radio. My name is Brett. My co-host is Brian. We are the #1 anarcho-comedy radio show on any station across the nation, and we've been doing it for 10 years now. I even got some exciting news about the possible Lonnie Fest next year, so things are moving in an upward direction, and it's all because of listeners like you. If you want to support the show, head over to patreon.com/streetfightradio, where right now you can listen to Shocktober Volume 3. It's happening right now. Jump in, get involved. Bubba the Love Sponge on Friday, and Volume 1 and 2 as well, available over at patreon.com/streetfightwcrs. Well, I think that covers everything for me. How are you doing, Brian?
Good. Also saw some pretty good news on my phone earlier before we started recording.
That's rare.
Charlotte's going to be able to get a vaccine soon. A vaccine. You know what that means? The boys are going to be back in town. And you can always thank Pittsburgh for that.
Pittsburgh kept Street Fight going. Pittsburgh saved Street Fight.
Saved live shows.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh 100% saved live performance for Street Fight. Thank you all. Columbus, of course, as always, from the very beginning, Columbus does not respect us. And every time we've ever thought about quitting live performance, it's been a Columbus-based problem.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how it goes. I don't, I like people from other cities too. I like to hear when a band's from Louisville, Kentucky came to town. I went to, on Friday, I went to go see Comrades, and we're touring through Columbus at Dirty Dungarees. So,
That band?
Yeah. They do like dark wave shit. In a laundromat.
Paper Nova in the chat. Do not say snarlins on the Street Fight chat. It is not allowed over here. I never want to hear the word snarlins, even though I know I'm going to have to for the rest of my life. Brett, do you know I get a trickle probably about once a day? Somebody's like, "Oh, I've been singing the tuna fish song to my dog. I've been singing the tuna fish song to my wife." And I feel like that might be the biggest evil I've ever put into the world. And I put a lot of evil into the world, but I think the tuna fish song is the most evil. Now, another thing, Psychic Gasoline asks, why don't hometowns ever respect their own talent? Because they're right here. I didn't either. I probably didn't see a fucking local band until I was 39.
Well, I think also like Columbus is boring to me. So like whatever, I mean, there are a lot of good bands. Dana though, like great Columbus band. I follow them on Instagram. If they go to Kentucky or if they go to fucking Indiana, it looks way crazier than when they get into a home show. I think it's just like it's Columbus people doing Columbus shit at the Columbus places I've been Columbusin at since I was born in Columbus,
Yeah, we're not special to people here. It's okay. And people are kind of excited that we're getting out there.
I like it. I would not want to be bothered all the time, even though I do meet a lot of people and there's a lot more radicals and stuff, but I don't get bothered. I know I see you all the time walking around, so I know other people are doing the same.
I get the El Honko quite often. And then also the people that are like, "Hey, I just saw you. I just saw Brian and he has some leaves in his hand." And I always have some leaves in my hand. That goes away soon.
Folk art.
That goes away soon. And the next thing you know, it's going to be Brian has his phone in his hand again. just looking at his phone. My time, what's the word? The amount of time that like I spend on my phone goes way down during the spring and summer, and then way back up in the winter, because I don't have anything else to do with my hands when I'm out walking in January, because there's no goddamn leaves on the trees, and because January sucks, you know. February sucks. They all suck.
My hands are in my pockets. You could do you should take pictures of them for like an Instagram, and you could be like a hillbilly Andy Goldsworthy or something. The guy that like just rearranges nature and takes pictures of it.
I leave them laying around all over town, and now when Katie goes out to walk, or when I walk home from work with Katie, she's like, "Oh, Brian leaves. You did this. That's your art. It's all over the place." And I'm like, I think it's mostly just a nervous energy more than anything.
That's not how you sell art. That's not how you sell art.
It's not.
No. Well, maybe I guess nervous Nellies would want to hear that too. They'd be like, "Oh, that's how I create too. My ripped up paper shreds that have piled up in the corner of my room as art."
Yeah. One time I was tripping in the back of a 79 Nova on a Friday night, me and this dude, and I was working at Chuck E. Cheese at the time. And for some reason during the trip, we decided it would be really smart to go to Chuck E. Cheese and buy a pizza.
Yeah.
Where I work, we decided it was time to, I'm on acid on a Friday night, where I have also told them that I am at my mom's house every Friday night, despite her living in Wichita, Kansas. But you know, it got me every Friday off. My mom has visitation every 2 weeks on Friday, and it just so happens to fall on payday every 2 weeks on a Friday. So I decided to go in there and get a pizza. We go in, we get the pizza, we get out in the car, we're all eating the pizza. Well, my friends are eating the pizza. Me and my two friends are high, two friends are tripping. The ones that are tripping aren't really eating the pizza, they're more looking at it. But then like we pull over and we go to get out of the car, and I have ripped the entire large pizza box into tiny little pieces, and they're all in my lap, and I just get out of the car and it just makes this massive mess. It was great. It was good feelings.
Yeah. Have you seen the meme that says if you don't let me sit on your couch if it's peeling, because I'm going to peel a little bit more? Have you seen that?
No, I have not.
Oh, I definitely will peel on your couch if it's peeling. I can't resist.
Yeah, no, don't put me on anything that's peeling. I peel at everything. I've been peeling at my feet lately. I just peel skin off as often as I can.
You said you can't get a screen protector because you peel them off.
I do. I can't have a screen protector on my phone. I have a liquid one because I will just start fucking peeling at it. I was the goddamn kid in school that put Elmer's glue in his hand and then like rubbed them together and then just peeled it off all day and tried to get the biggest piece that I could. So
yeah, that would be my first trick, would be to make my whole hand, pull off my whole hand in one sheet, and then for my closing act, I would fill my hand with all the pins from my backpack.
The pin act is good. That's a good move. Like when you would put them under your skin, right?
Yeah,
you like stick yourself
just
with a
wee
pin.
bit.
Yeah, it doesn't even hurt at all. It's fucking great, you know.
Then
it's
I
like
think
giving yourself a piercing in 5th grade, kind of.
Yeah. And then got up to the point where take a thumbtack off the wall and just push it into your arm.
I never did that. Jason used to push stuff into his up here on his collarbone. He used to push like needles in there and then let people move it around, and it would rub his collarbone.
Ew.
And you'd be like, "Ew, it's touching his bone." You know what I mean? It would be all fun. Yeah. So I got a story here from the Guardian. The low-cost retailer Dollar General has the highest number of store locations in America.
Yeah.
With Yeah, can you believe that? I would have never believed that.
I mean, I see them everywhere, especially in the most desolate of places. Dollar General is usually popping.
One of the crummiest stores that we have.
Oh, fucking sucks, dog. It's the worst. It's such a fucking lie. It's not a dollar store. There's real dollar stores, and like if you go to the real, yes, there's real dollar stores. I can take you right on Morse Road.
Oh, I thought I guess the Dollar Tree now moved up to $1.50, and I was just extrapolating that to mean all of the dollar stores are $1.
No, there's still 99-cent stores still going strong. There's a 99-cent store across from the dollar store near me.
They have a lot of those in New York, which with like the price of real estate does not make any sense to me. The volume they would have to sell at a 99-cent store.
Yeah. That's a lot of shit to get out the door. But so like real 99-cent store usually has actual closeout stuff. And you go to like a real dollar store, there will like you actually will save money doing that. Dollar General just has the name that makes you think it's a dollar store, but the shit costs way more. And they do fucked up stuff like selling travel size shampoo and shit for $1. You know, like instead of selling like an old, like Ollie's will have an old bottle of shampoo for $1. Dollar General will have a travel size shampoo for $1.
I actually hate the business model so much because the reason things are so I'll start it out like this. The reason shit is expensive at the gas station, besides just like whoever runs the gas stations is a sleaze bag, is that like shelf space is at a premium. It's the same thing with CVS and Walgreens. Like they say they charge you more because shelf space is at a premium. When you run a store like Dollar General, where it's roughly the same size as these places, yes, shelf space is at a premium, but everything they sell is the fucking smallest size junk for like maybe $1 less, but it's all like you said, travel size. They have to do travel size shampoo. It's the worst store in the world. I mean, they'll sell
Michelina's TV dinners for $1, but you go to Kroger and they're 10 for $5.
Yeah. It's just the worst. It's the shittiest place. So
yeah, it's a fucking ripoff.
Yeah, there's 17,600 stores in 46 states, and its gold and black logo has become ubiquitous across the country. The company's rapid footprint is continuing to grow as a staggering nearly 1 out of every 3 retail stores opening in America this year is now a Dollar General.
You know what I do too? Whenever I'm with somebody in like a new city and I see a DGX, I'm like, oh, that's actually one of those. That's actually a Dollar General. It's like the creeping doom of lower standards that's coming for all of us. We're all going to age. We're going to get 1/4 size thing of shampoo as a ration if this American economy keeps running.
The DGX is hilarious to me because it's like higher level. It's just a Dollar General, but they're like, no, this has got an X on it. So it's like when they used to add extreme to stuff in the 90s, basically. Hey, it's DG Express, baby. Come in and get your junk for no money, I guess. Like I said, it still isn't much cheaper. All that business generates dizzying revenue too. The company reported $33.7 billion in sales last fiscal year. Currently, none of the retail stores have unionized, as the company is aggressively opposed to unions with a company philosophy of remaining union free. Yet a handful of workers at a Dollar General store in Barkhamsted, Connecticut, are pushing to change that. With a union election scheduled for the October the 22nd to join the UFCW. 5 workers at the store are currently eligible to vote in the election, as a 6th employee was abruptly fired just a day before October 9th cutoff to be eligible. They requested to remain anonymous for fear of risking other job prospects. The workers said they were covering a shift on October 8th when they were not originally scheduled. While they were stocking refrigerated products, they were confronted by one of the corporate level managers who has descended on the store since the union election petition was filed in late September, who criticized the company's inventory system and that often delivered products to the store they had no room to stock, which me and Brett have actually heard about this.
Yeah, we read another thing on the show about how like they're like, here's another 500 pounds of cat litter. And they're like, we didn't sell the other 500 pounds of cat litter. They're like, no, here's your weekly shipment of 500 pounds of cat litter.
It's even worse than that. You saying we read something. If we had read something, it would stand to reason that not many people had read that piece. Obviously, that was on Undercover Boss.
Oh, is that what it
saw
was?
That on? Yeah.
Oh, I count that as reading. I count TV as reading.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people see Undercover Boss. That's not like a rare show.
Oh, I know, you're right. That's bigger than a damn article. Nobody reads these damn articles.
Yeah. So this person is working, and a fucking corporate level manager shows up at the store that 6 people work at. What? Because that store is going to get unionized for sure. I don't know what happens after that, but I don't know if you lose a 5-person union drive. I just hope that doesn't happen, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think you go into one of these things thinking that, you're not going to win with 5 employees. The workers said they were covered. So they were confronted by one of the corporate level managers. And after that, I just continued my day-to-day activities. About an hour to 2 hours after my shift, I'd been notified by my manager that all of his bosses had told him to terminate me, said the worker. It's no secret that I was more likely than not a yes voter for the union. And he basically just kind of took advantage of me in a vulnerable moment.
Because they were working on a shift they weren't supposed to be on.
I can't figure out. So the worker affirmed in the 5 months working at Dollar General that he had no write-ups, was never late, and was a model employee. The union has filed an unfair labor practice charge with the NLRB over the firing and will be challenging for this union election ballot to be counted in the vote. I was terminated with absolutely no warning and under false pretenses, added the worker. People are fed up with working for the company. They're worth nearly $50 billion, and our infrastructure is terrible. Our corporate management is terrible. Our store teams become more of a family than anything because we're really all we have. So why we felt like we needed to take these steps to form a union, which is, I mean, that is like the best way to describe something like this too, where it's like everything in this company sucks, but the people that are here that have to put up with this shit, they're my comrades. And we have decided to do something about it, because all we do is stand outside on our smoke breaks and talk about all the things that are wrong with this place.
Yeah, it's time to risk it all. I mean, it's time to just go for it. What are we going to do? Get fired and have to get another shitty job at like another expanding discount store at fucking Ollie's or Rose's or Odd Lots or anybody else that's hiring, Dollar Tree? I don't need this job. Might as well make it a fucking pain in the ass for these people.
And by the way, Big Lots is not a closeout store anymore.
Oh,
either.
It sucks.
I don't think. Yeah, you go in there,
fake.
it sucks.
They're faking the funk.
I think that only one of the closeout stores, Brett. There's only 2 closeout stores. One,
no, you don't know
the
closeout
flea
stores.
market. I was just thinking that like the only one I could think of was the flea market. Is this closeout as it gets? It feels like every time I go to a place, it's supposed to be a closeout store. Although I don't go to a lot. That Ollie's sounds like one.
Gabe's is even worse. Gabe's is the dregs, man. They'll just throw anything on the shelf. Like, it's so gross, the shit they sell. Like Rose's is bad. Rose's is pretty bad too. Like, but they do have a lot of new products that were just, it's like the most flimsiest lampshade. Like they have a brand new most flimsiest lampshade, for $4. But like Rose's and Gabe's will literally just throw anything on the shelves. They have no qualms about it. If they bought it for 50 cents, they sell it for $1, and then that's it. Like that's their business model. If they bought it for $5, they sell it for 10. Like they get it out of here. It's gross. I mean, they have the worst shit. Like it makes me feel sad. Like I think it's one of those, like, as much as I love consumer products and brands and all of that stuff, when you see the junk that people make that like are trying to keep up with shoes, like the shoes that are copying Skechers, you know, to be cool, like they're selling they're selling those shoes, you know, for $17. And it's a waste of time because everybody wanted, you know, the thing. I think like American schools, like you should just be able to pick what Jordans you want for the year. Like I think that you should be handed like an East Bay, and then you get school shoes. That's what we give to all of our kids each year. And stop making these fake ass ones or these roundabout shits. It's stupid. It just the one we all know the ones we like, and everything else is copying off of them.
They can give you the fucking shoes you want. You could get like a menu of cool shoes. Right. And they'll have it there with your school supplies on the first day of school. Like that would work. Instead of having people feel like rubbing 2 pennies together to try to get a piece of shit that cover their feet technically so they can go to work, but like aren't comfortable and aren't worth a damn. Well, it's fugly. It's junk. And you try to wonder, like, who did the people who made it even think anybody was going to buy these things? I know. Like when you go to some of these places, you're like, some of this shit is just pure trash. Yeah. Well, like dish towel, it's like towels though. Like you can make one good dish towel, and instead they take all the fibers that go into one dish towel and they make 4 dish towels out. And then because they know people can't afford 4 good dish towels. You know, people can afford 1 good dish towel that's been broken down to 4. It's going to be hanging on for dear life before it ever gets fucking replaced, you know. But then they're taking advantage of people like that, you know, have to keep their house presentable and need a fucking new towel. And then that's, you know, and then also the compulsion to like buy new stuff all the fucking time, you know, which if it's just there's so much shit, just so much garbage. Yeah. I mean, like I only shop for Charlotte, like at Once Upon a Child, like the used store. It's just constantly, it's just overflowing, bursting at the fucking seams of shirts that were like tried on 2.5 times and like never worn again. Or like me and you were talking about Halloween costumes too. Like, because my daughter has always had probably a half dozen Halloween costumes because we just get them from the thrift store for like $4 or $5. Like that's been her dress up closet for ages. So anytime we go out to an event, she wears a different Halloween costume because she has a whole collection of them. But they make these new like throwaway, people wear them one time, pay $70 for one fucking costume. It's outrageous. Oh yeah. It's unsustainable. Yeah. I remember one time I was on vacation, and it was when I was like at probably my lowest, I was at my brokest point ever. And I forgot to bring a beach towel. And I had to go and get a beach towel, and they had 3 for $10 beach towels. And I bought a 3 for $10 beach towel because I was just like, you know what, man, I ain't gonna spend fucking $30 on a beach towel. And I bought these 3 for $10 motherfuckers, and the water just beads right off of those things. Oh yeah. It's just polyester. Pushing it around on you. Yeah, it's you're like just pushing the water around on your body. It's colored fishing line. It's like trying to dive. That's what you're doing. Oh my God. Zulaki 91 in the chat is right. Gabe's is where the clothing goes that was intended to be destroyed. Like that was stuff that got saved from being destroyed. Like most people would write it off as a tax return, and Gabe's is like, we'll give you 75 cents a piece, 75 cents a unit out the door. That's the out the door price. Don't hit me with any sort of special fees or nothing else. I'll take those goddamn things. I'll sell them for 80 cents. It's like Ross. Someone else said it's like Ross. Like when it's Ross dressed for less, when they're like, well, I guess we got to burn this. It's like Gabe steps up, like, let me give it another chance. It's like that third company that buys your debt. Like the third company that's like, you owe $1,500 to your American General loan. Warning, if you reply to this, your loan will be reinstated. It will be reported on your credit, and you will have to start paying it again, you know? Yeah. Dollar General has a record of retaliating against employees for organizing or speaking out. In May last year, a market planning analyst at Dollar General's corporate headquarters in Tennessee was terminated after sending emails to his superiors with concerns about the poor COVID response from the company. In December 2017, a Dollar General store voted 4-2 to unionize, the first store to do so. Dollar General disputed the election results, but lost their appeals in court. Soon after the court decision that ruled Dollar General must recognize the union at the store, the company announced plans to close the store, claiming future profitability concerns. In 2018, Dollar General also fired a manager at a separate store in Missouri for asking corporate managers about how the union result would affect other stores. I mean, that guy was just asking a question.
They were like, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. You're not taking this serious enough. We're under attack right now. And then you're talking about telling other stores this is happening. I'm fighting for my fucking life right now, man.
You know what it reminds me of is when you work at when you work and you're in the break room and you sit down and somebody says the word union and everybody at the table is like, oh, hey, don't say that around here.
Yeah.
You're going to end up fighting. That guy just literally said the word union and they were like, out. Get the fuck out of here. This guy's asking, this guy said union. Yeah. We don't
Graham.
Your type here, sir.
No, we're not asking questions like that not out loud. You come to us quietly where we can snuff any of those inquisitions.
It's such an odd reason. He said, so I'm picturing.
Hey, is the other stores going to be unionizing too then?
Or even I like the idea that he is like on a conference call and he's like, so how is this result going to affect the other stores? And they're like, please get a hold of me after this meeting. And then the guy's walking out crying.
Yeah.
I'm fired.
We'll talk about this in a little bit. You're done. Next time I see you, I'm going to lead you out of this fucking place.
I can't believe they fired a guy just for asking a question. He was a fucking manager too. It's not like he would be in the union anyway.
Right.
They just didn't like the word.
He's like, dog, you're not ready for battle. You are not good to go on this. No, you're out. You're weak. You have a weak constitution. You should have been looking up a full blown assault on this on your free time. You're not management material.
The workers in Connecticut said the union organizing drive at their store was prompted by a verbal altercation in September that 2 district managers had with their store manager, where employees and customers could overhear screaming. That day was the day that we all got scared to lose our jobs. If they can go accusing the store manager for something that he didn't do, they can do the same thing to us, said a current employee at Barkhamsted store who requested to remain anonymous out of fear of retaliation, which is technically probably a really good idea because it seems like they really like to retaliate.
Yeah, they're going to get you. They're going to go after you.
We need to protect ourselves. We need to also have our voices heard. So we decided to join the union and fight for our rights. Since the union organizing drive went public, Dollar General has sent several corporate managers and union avoidance consultants to dissuade workers from voting for the union through one-on-one meetings and constant intimidation. That is
standard.
Gotta be uncomfortable. I've never had that happen.
Wait,
I've never
what was
been
it?
a part. Like sending in the anti-union consultants to have one-on-one meetings to intimidate and discourage people from unionizing.
Yeah, I've never had that badass of a workforce. I've never been a part of that badass of a workforce, I guess.
No, I would love to have sat down with them though and like hear what they say. Like, what are you trying to say to me? Like, do they just offer everybody a manager position?
Isn't there a place like that? Isn't like Jimmy John's like that or something where like everybody's a lead or some shit?
Yeah. I forget what it is, but everybody's some sort of a manager at Jimmy John's.
Yeah, someone's like a produce manager, someone's a order manager, someone's a bathroom manager.
They brought in union busters to try to pick us off one by one. We're not letting that happen, the worker added. I try all day just to stay away from them, which is very hard because they're always following you, distracting you, pulling you out of the store, trying to talk to you. It's so stressful. I've been having so much anxiety and stress that I have to talk to a therapist. The workers outlined several reforms they are pushing for through their effort to unionize, including improving low wages, as workers are paid the minimum wage of $13 an hour, or are paid to Connecticut of 13 or a fraction above, better benefits, holiday pay, job security, better treatment from corporate, and they are calling on one of their fired coworkers to be reinstated. The better treatment from corporate is just like never.
This is what they're asking for.
Yeah, that's what they asked.
Oh, I was gonna say that's what they were being offered, and I was like, yeah, that's nothing. That can't happen.
Yeah, the thing about better treatment from corporate is always such like that's a tough one, man, because corporate really will hate you once you're a union.
Well, that's fine though. I mean, you're not going to get it any other way. This is how you get that though. Respect. This is the process. Yeah, this is how you earn their respect.
Yeah, according to Pay Scale, Dollar General employees make an average base of about $10.04 an hour. So they were considered essential workers. They lost 2 members to COVID during the pandemic while working, and we've had tons of members catch COVID. We've had members lose relatives, Petronella said. COVID has been challenging, but at the same time, it's made the public realize how essential workers are at stores like Dollar General and grocery stores where people need to buy their food and supplies. A spokesperson for Dollar General said in an email, the company does not comment specifically on pending legal or personnel matters, but disagreed with the claim from the former employee and allegations of retaliation or harassment. In regards to the union drive, the spokesperson said, at Dollar General, we believe our commitment to open, direct communication affords employees the best opportunity to be heard, learn, and grow their careers. In keeping with our commitment, we have worked to ensure our employees are providing accurate, factual information regarding unions, including the UFCW and Local 371, as well as our perspective on why a union is not in their best interest.
So mess up our relationship.
Yeah, we were getting along so well. We were fucking, things were really going good between us. And
yeah, they started getting mad all of a sudden. We were making so much money and doing so well as a store. I thought it was like going great. You know, people were showing up and being forced to work more than they wanted to, and we were getting results, and now they're mad about it.
I mean, I got to be honest with you, man. You came to us and filled out an application. We didn't go to you.
You asked for this, okay? You signed up for this shit. You knew I was fucking toxic when you filled out the employment application. You knew what the fuck you were getting.
Yeah. I mean, you asked us. You came in here. You look at this fucking place. Did this look like a good fucking place to work?
Look at this bullshit we sell. How are we gonna make any money here? What do you think we're going to do? What do you think we're going to do? Selling this for $1. What the fuck do you think we're going to do? We're Dollar General.
Yeah.
We're family. It's a dysfunctional family. Okay. I'll fucking say it. Hey, but we love each other. We're going down with the ship. Everybody suffers together. All y'all down here at the store suffer together. I mean, grandma and grandpa at the top get everything else.
I distinctly remember the first time I went to a Dollar General and I saw something that I might have wanted. I don't remember what it was, but I saw something, and then I went and I grabbed it and I looked at the price tag and it said $8, and I audibly gasped because I thought it was a dollar store, and that's exactly $7 more than I thought it was going to cost.
Yeah, I think for some reason I feel like I remember the first time. I feel like everything was either 5, 10, 15, 20. Everything was $5 increments, and there was something I wanted and I picked it up. And it was 15, and I was like, this is a $12 item. It feels like you rounded up on this one. Yeah. Like instead of going to 10, you went to 15, and I wasn't thinking that when I picked it up.
Yeah. Dollar General, fuck you. Recognize the union.
Always bad.
Yeah. This is a piece I got today too. Joey Holtz recalled first hearing complaints about a labor shortage last year when he called to donate convalescent plasma at a clinic near Fort Myers, Florida. The guy went on this rant about how he can't find help and he can't keep anybody in his medical facility because they all quit over the stimulus checks, Holtz told Insider. And I'm like, your medical professionals quit over $1,200 checks?
Yeah.
That's weird.
$4,000. Yeah. What really?
Over the next several months, the 37-year-old watched as a growing chorus of businesses said they couldn't find anyone to hire because of government stimulus money. It was so ubiquitous that he joined a No One Wants to Work Facebook group where users made memes deriding frustrated employers. Wait, deriding them? Okay, yes, okay. He said he found it hard to believe that government money was keeping people out of the labor force, especially when the end of expanded federal unemployment benefits did not seem to trigger a surge in employment. All expanded benefits ended in September, but 26 states ended it in early June and July. If this extra money that everyone's supposedly living off of stopped in June and it's now September, obviously that's not what's stopping them. He said workers have said companies struggling to hire aren't offering competitive pay and benefits. So Holtz, a former food service worker and charter boat crewman, decided to run an experiment. On September 1st, he sent job applications to a pair of restaurants that had been particularly public about their staffing challenges. Then he widened the test and spent the remainder of the month applying to jobs, mostly at employers vocal about a lack of workers and tracking his journey in a spreadsheet. 2 weeks and 28 applications later, he had just 9 email responses, 1 follow-up phone call, and 1 interview with a construction company that advertised a full-time job focused on site cleanup, paying $10 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But Holtz said the construction company instead tried to offer Florida's minimum wage of $8.65 to start, even though the wage was scheduled to increase to $10 an hour on September 30th. He added that it wanted
shit. Oh shit. Oh, that is so dastardly. I mean, that is fucking so cheap. That is pathetic.
How do
what are you going to use? What do you use that $8.50 that you're going to say? What are you going to use that on?
It's $1.35. They were just like, we can't. No, I mean that $1.35, we can't afford it until we absolutely have to be able to afford it on September.
You're in
30th.
trouble. Your business in trouble.
But even though the wage was scheduled, so he added that it wanted full-time availability while scheduling only part-time until Holtz gained seniority. Holtz said he wasn't applying for any roles he didn't qualify for. Some jobs wanted a high school diploma, he said. Some wanted retail experience, he added. Most of them either said willing to train or minimum experience, and none of them were over $12 an hour. He said, I didn't apply for anything that required a degree. I didn't apply for anything that said must have 6 months experience in this thing. And Holtz isn't alone. Others have spoken about their troubles. In a Facebook post on September 29th, which went viral on Twitter and Reddit as well, Holtz said 58 applications say y'all aren't desperate for workers. You just miss your slaves. So this guy put in 58 applications and got 2 responses back.
This is just a story they like to tell. You know, people, I think people are hanging on for dear life for the most part right now.
Yeah, they're not calling people back for sure, dude. Because how many times have you heard like that businesses, this place really needs to hire people, you know, and then like you just, I bet you anything they're not calling people back. They're not desperate. They're just trying to say you're lazy so they don't have to raise their benefits and wages. By the end of September,
we had a pretty good showdown in my local city Facebook group. So Clintonville is inside Columbus. It's Columbus City Schools. But it is all where like the nicest, some of the most expensive houses are, where all the radical liberals are, that have families and shit. But Witt's Custard, which is like a mainstay because it's right by the elementary school. It's right there on North Broadway, where everybody fucking goes and walks all the time. The owner of there went in there and was complaining a little bit about like, I can't find teams. I usually have teams to work for me, and I have nothing going on this year. And they went after his ass, and like he apologized, and I think is rethinking the pay structure and what he offers to employees, because he went in there like talking like he was the most generous person, and then people were just like, you gotta fucking listen, you listen. Here's what the world is right now. We're not talking about like an old school America, where a comic book was 25 cents and shit, like everything is expensive as fuck, and people are stretching, it's not getting better, no, all that happened is the stimulus got people more tattoos and pay off their debt. Like it just caught people up. All it ever did was get the creditors off your back. Like that's the only thing that stimulus money did.
I mean, it got me my office. That was pretty much what it got me. And I don't have a penny from it. I don't have any money on the other side. I can't imagine that people that didn't have jobs through the whole pandemic. I mean, like, there has to be such a like an upper class person thing to think that like you got those stimulus checks, those crummy stimulus checks.
Oh yeah.
And then like maybe you had expanded unemployment up until like August or September, and you're just still fucking living high on the hog on that money.
I watch the money that just slips through my fingers, and and I honestly have a lot of hatred for myself for making like the meager amount that I do. And I can't believe how much it goes. Like, I have a fucking car issue again. And I have to go back to the shit place that did the shit job in the first place. And I just wish I could go somewhere else. But I don't know. There's just the amount of money that gets wasted. And then for these people to think that it was a big impact on anyone's life, like that really made a big difference of anything. Like, how is 1 month's rent? What does that do? Like, how do I have a new out lease on life? Like, am I not privileged anymore? Like if I was previously in that class, is this the great equality that Joe Biden did for us? Brought everyone out of poverty by giving us $200 a month if you have a kid. Like, yeah. I mean, $200. Sure. I mean, that's how much it costs. I mean, the school asks for that back. The school asks for you to spend that back with them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Through programs, through donations, through any of that. Like that money gets recycled right back to them anyways.
Oh, they want that fucking, that $300 that are you getting that $300 every month?
Yeah. No, yeah, $250 because Erica.
She takes $50.
No, she makes too much money.
Oh, geez. I get $300 a month, but it's gone in 15 minutes, basically. It's just extra groceries.
So you have to buy all these Yeezys for my kids, and the school should just be giving them Yeezys.
I know. Thank you. A huge sign used during a high school football game is causing controversy in a North Carolina school district. According to WBTV, cheerleaders at Butler High School held a banner that read, "Sniff, sniff. You smell that? Privilege," for the football team to run through before the start of the game. The wording implied. So the sign says, "Sniff, sniff. You smell that?" And then $ privilege. $, because they were playing bragging. A Catholic high school.
Oh, they were taking a shot at the other school.
So yeah, they were punching high school.
Punching up.
It's a public high school and a Catholic high school.
Yeah,
and in my experience, Catholic high schools are private. You have to pay to go there, right?
Yeah. They cost a lot of money. Yeah, or you can. I mean, the Republicans also like to divert public school money to go to that horse shit, because it's they want to have every kid have an amount of dollars travel with them.
Yeah, school choice. Yeah,
that charter
shit. Yeah. But like, I know that like my daughter is broke as my family is broke as fuck. But like my daughter. They play the local private school, Columbus Academy, in sports, and they just feel like the proletariat working man out there. You know, they're just like, my daughter is just like, yeah, these fucking rich kids coming into fucking our neighborhood. It's like, get out of here. Yeah. There are probably kids that
No, but anybody
go
fuck people that pay for school though. Like it is it's a us versus them. Like fuck them forever. Yeah, anybody that's parents
Public
paid
school.
for school. Yeah, public school for everybody. Make them all good. Don't do this fucking separation shit based upon money. Fuck that forever.
100% agree.
Catholics in the Catholic Church should also just be run to the ground. Also, should not be a popular thing.
You love getting yelled at. Parents were stunned that student cheerleaders held the banner, and some called it disappointing. The thing that was so disturbing was that it was children, said Melissa. This is trash talk, by the way. It's not
so deserving, or
no,
wait,
they
said it was deserving?
disturbing. The thing that was so disturbing was that it was children doing the children holding this.
Oh, so a kid saw your bullshit and called you on it. Yeah, grown-ups are nice to your face. Grown-ups want to work for you. Grown-ups want to live that lazy ass useless lifestyle that y'all got, where you make enough money to pay $20,000 to send your kid to school. Whatever horseshit job you have that does nothing.
Yeah, and it's funny, the pearl clutching here is the thing that was so disturbing was that it was children, said Melissa Swanson, a parent who attended the football game with her son. Whether they are high school, elementary school, or middle school, they're children. The administration, the coaches, the athletic
shit's
director,
funny.
They
shit's
had
funny
to know it. Yeah.
They got your ass. They got your ass and made you feel type of way. Like, make your kids. Why don't you pay for roasting lessons for your child so that they can come back with a better banner next year? That's what you people do. It's just throw money at the problem. Fucking assholes, go away. Like, you can't fuck with us.
Yeah,
you can't fuck with proletarian rage. Like, that's what they're always going to be aliens, and they should be reminded of it constantly until they no longer want to exist, or we have to make them not exist.
I have a feeling the outraged parents in this case are conservative types that do have money that are
libs too. It's everybody that spends money on them schools. It's both.
Well, no, I'm saying I have a feeling that the outraged people about this sign are like conservative types that are trying to get back at the cancel culturers. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, oh, I'm so offended. I'm so offended by this sign that calls the people that go to the school that they have to pay money to go to privileged. I mean,
there's fucking people that buy $1 million houses in the city and then don't believe in God and then send their kids to a Catholic school because they think the public school is too dangerous, and they call themselves a liberal, and they say they care about Black liberation and shit, but on Instagram they share there's like infographics, but yeah, I think it's all of them. Like anybody, I mean, it's all of that's the reason that they're there. So it hits everybody in the face.
Yeah, I just feel like the people who are
Samantha Bee types and them New York City types that like pay for private schools because they don't want to send their kids to New York public, or DC, Columbus does it too. It's everywhere. I mean, it's lib as fuck. It's a totally, like, this is why they're the enemy. And this is why they are conservatives as well when it comes to shit like this. They talk the talk. They talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. Like, they will share like a cab meme, but they will call the police as soon as like the raccoon is in their garbage can. And they'll talk about like, we need to stand up for Black queer youth. And then we'll send their kid to an all white fucking private school. Where all the this is a very unlikable quality about myself, but makes people mad is when people tell me that their kids are going to hip hop dance classes in the suburbs. I'm like, that's not how you learn how to hip hop dance though. Like, that's a facsimile. There's no fucking Cindy is going to teach you that. That's like a culture that you should be involved in. Like you should not consider, you can't, that's not something that you can colonize like that. All that shit. It's like those people are just like blatantly horrible all the time, casually, and it's for the same reasons as conservatives. For me at this point, like, it's the same results. It doesn't really fucking matter. Like, if you're not into defund the police, you just want them to get training and shit, that's funding the police. That's conservative. Like, you people are fucking horrible. Like, I'm just like dating people. I've come up with brushed up with more libs like personally recently, and I've become way more disgusted and like totally unacceptable because I've also I went to that Narcan training at Half Baked and met like totally radical people that were cool and nice. I went to the Mass, Ohio, that anarchist group last night. And it was really nice to just feel comfortable around people that were very nice and wanted to have fun and we're not too serious and we're not like assholes about anything, but you don't have to worry about them complaining about like twerking or like shit like that. You don't have to worry about them talking about like rough cars in the neighborhood or something. Like, you don't have to worry. Like, there's nothing weird about them. Because that was like
cars.
Yeah, there was a rough car driving down the street. You know, it was a rough car. It looked a little rough, and maybe the person inside was rough too. Yeah, I mean, they're driving me nuts. I don't know. Like, I'm just becoming more intolerable of it at this point, because it's just like there's only one way to take care of this problem. It's not through any of their shit that they want to keep trying to do the nice way.
Yeah, I don't really rub up against a lot of them, and like my avoidance of like confrontation leads me to just go like, most of the time when the conversation starts to happen, it's just, oh yeah, no, that's not how I feel about it. Like, over and over again. It's like my answer is always, oh well, nope, I don't think that's gonna solve the problem. Yeah. I mean, if somebody ever told me we need to train the police better, I would probably say no. We need to just totally get fucking rid of them. That's a ridiculous thing that you just said.
Right. Start from zero. Yeah.
I have not heard that one.
Yeah, that's the world. That's the world we're in.
Well, let's ask a manager.
Oh, we have Forever Since Breakfast says they have a rough car. So we do a show for rough car people. That's what I'm saying. That's what I always try to tell people. I know people with rough cars. Don't talk about them like that.
I haven't had a rough car in a very long time.
Oh, my car sounds so fucking rough, dude. I'm so pissed about it because the insurance place sent me to the worst fucking place. They gave me a car back that had the engine light on. I had to bring it back to get the fucking engine light off because they forgot to put in an O2 sensor and double check before they gave the car. Now there's a problem. They gave me a warranty. I want the warranty to be handled somewhere else. I don't want to deal with these fucking people again. I don't want them to take the car again. And my car sounds so fucking bad. And it's rattling like crazy. The catalytic converter is like almost off the bone. Like, it's like, wow, it's really loud. And my car looks so sick. So there'll be like some sweet innocent child at like the pickup line at school will be like waving, giving me a peace sign, and I'll be like, oh, thanks. And I can't hear anything because my car is so fucking loud.
I can't believe the catalytic converter is still fucked up.
The pipes or some bracket broke or something didn't connect right. They sent it to Mad Hatter, the chintziest shop in town, like the bottom barrel. It's the same thing. It's like the Ollie's, it's like the Gabe's of fucking car repair. And it's like, that's not what I wanted. Like, could somebody just do this right? Like, I pay so much for this fucking insurance, and I get the fucking worst repair. I hate it.
Yeah.
Fucking hate insurance, hate all of it. Hate this whole society.
Me too. Yes.
It's like we could do things right and take a break. Instead of like coming up with a million different ways to get people paid off scam products and cheap deals and wastes of time, we could just have a few craftsmen, all of us work 4 hours a day, and then the rest of our time just fuck off and have fun. Like, there's no reason to make all the shit that we do, keep coming up with new flavors of horse shit that we already like. It's done. We did it. Like, this is the peak. There's nothing more to do. God, I'm so tired of the shit they're coming up with anymore.
They should call it. Yeah. I wish late capitalism would fucking fuck off already and die.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the pits.
Why don't we ask a manager?
Okay.
Somebody sent me a piece from the Ask a Manager advice column. We've been having a lot of fun with advice columns. This question from a manager will really get you. I predict this one is even worse than the other ones we've done. And Brett, I think it's worse than last week's, where the guy was just like, why does my employee keep changing her clothes? Which that was a very strange question.
You know what it was? I also forgot. I did listen back to that. That she was probably just doing a TikTok account, because there's like thousands of people that do that on TikTok every day.
Just change clothes?
Yeah, to show off, is like they're to get hired to do makeup work or to try to do costuming or design of some sort. Yeah, and also to, if you're good at sharing tips and tricks and you have a good technique and you're fun, like you can get it monetized. You could get an exclusive color with some brand or something.
I gotta say though, I'm still pretty mad at the guy for saying, I don't know how do I ask her about it? Like, the reason I was annoyed with that guy is because he should have asked her, just walked up and said, why are you always changing clothes? Instead of being like agonizing over it all the time and stuff like that. It's just, it was such a weird situation.
He procrastinated himself, into the point of getting fired. Like I said, he thought about it too much. He thought about too much. This worked him up too much. And he can't be in the vicinity of this young woman anymore.
Yeah.
Like, he screwed it up. All because he was like, he took a step and then like, she looked the other way and he turned sideways and was like, oh, she doesn't want me to ask, and then he just let that build until he gets cancer or some sort of stomach issue. Like, all that stress is going to kill him.
Or like gets divorced because of her, like, because he keeps talking about this lady at work to his wife,
Yep.
So here we go. Oh, this one pissed me off. I should look at who sent me this real quick. Right before I read this, I should have had it up already, but when I read it, I was like, yeesh. I'll start it out here.
Sometimes when I see bad stuff, I have to close it quick.
I'm not comfortable with one of my new staff members and how overconfident she is. Her work is great and she needed very little training, but she's got very big britches.
Oh, come on, dog. That's unacceptable. I mean, I love that shit. I love somebody is confident, cocky, but also delivers. Like, that's like, he just straight up told, like, this is enough to be like, great job. Like, I don't know. That's enough. They did, like, they earned it. I guess the thing about it is that people beat themselves up all the time when they should actually be proud of a lot of the stuff that they do. And I don't see any problem with that,
Well,
when it becomes to like dunking on top of you or something, like putting like, I don't, well, let's listen. Sorry.
Yeah, there's so much more. The person that sent this is Fleskered, Fleskered. And here we go. Fleskered on Twitter. That's on Twitter. Jane has only been with us for 2 months. Okay. Just today, she asked for a meeting with me and our payroll manager. It turns out payroll made an error entering her direct deposit information that resulted in Jane not getting paid not once, but 2 times. Our company requires potential candidates to complete sample assignments during the interview process, and we pay them an hourly contractor rate. It turns out she didn't get paid for her assignment period or for the next full pay cycle. The payroll employee apologized directly to Jane in an email because it was their error in entering her information and not following up / fixing it that resulted in Jane not getting paid. Jane was able to show emails back and forth where she checked in with the payroll employee and asked if it was fixed, which they confirmed it was. Today was payday and Jane didn't get paid. She checked with the employee again and they acknowledged that they thought it was fixed. It's upsetting for Jane. I understand, but I think she was out of line about the whole thing. People make mistakes. Neither payroll nor I knew anything about it until today.
Oh my God, that was just the most, Charlotte, you have to stop playing that, please. No more sounds until the show is over. She was playing some crazy fucking haunted sound over and over again while I was like grasping onto reality and trying to listen to what the fuck you were saying.
Oh.
But I think I understood.
Well, let me just say, she hasn't been paid 2 weeks in a row and she's done everything possible in her power to get herself paid and alert people to the reasons why she hasn't been paid. She's done everything she's supposed to do.
Yes, he's mad that she brought it up that she didn't get paid. And he's like, why are you paying attention? Aren't you just happy to have the job? It's like, no, motherfucker, I do my own paperwork. Okay. I'm not going to rely on you. Look, you already fucked me out of money. I'm watching closer. Now every single thing that comes in now, I'm invoicing you. I'm watching it. I'm writing it down. I'm screenshotting it. I need signatures on all this shit so that I know I'm going to get paid the money because you already started sneaky. You already started seeing if I wouldn't notice or if I would just be like a good sport about it, you know?
Dude, and all I could think about as I was reading that paragraph was like thinking about how fucking low your bank account gets between jobs when you're heading into your fucking next job.
You know what she was doing? You know what she was doing before this meeting, this very appropriate meeting? She was saying like, I should charge them for every fucking overdraft fee I fucking got. It's $700 fucking dollars. Because that's what happens. They don't pay you. And then the car is like, oh, I'm sorry. Your payment didn't get through. It's now $45 more. We need it back immediately or we'll take your car. It's like, oh no, like that shit falls apart quick. Paycheck to paycheck, everybody knows what's up. I mean, for real, who is not that way? Even the millionaires in this motherfucking country are paycheck to paycheck. They're blowing it at the same amount rate that we are. So I don't know why you think that it's inappropriate for someone to be like, we get paid every other Friday. What's going on?
Yeah.
You told me, you looked at me. I signed paperwork. I signed a piece of paper that said this was the deal. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I know that the first paycheck I've ever gotten from a job is immediately gobbled up by all the expenses I've accrued since I quit the job before it.
I mean, I always kept my own numbers. I've been a spreadsheet person my whole life. So I've always been somebody that like figures out how much, I also like to pre-spend everything. So I would like to do the math ahead of time.
Keeping your own numbers is super smart. I don't know. You're the only person I've ever met in my life that keeps their own numbers.
Well, also, I mean, it's a big piece of advice for like people that are doing under the table work too, or like illegal work, like that kind of stuff. They will fuck you over. They'll call an 11-hour day 10 because you got a lunch or something,
No, I think it's genius to keep your own numbers. It never even crossed my mind ever to keep my own numbers. It's like this person just we set a good trap. Whatever this email is a great trap to find this person, but they need to be re-educated. These, every time I hear someone asking for advice on these so far, what you brought to me, I want to black bag these people and maybe change their point of view on how the world works. Exactly. Because they fucked it up. Like they didn't understand that somebody that comes and does the job just wants the money for the job. I mean, what fantasy world do you live in where people don't do that? Well, there's more to this too. Neither Payroll nor I knew anything about it until today. We both apologized and assured her the issue would be handled. After that, she looked at me and the payroll manager and said, I appreciate your apology, but I need you both to understand that this can't happen again. This has put me under financial strain and I can't continue to work for a company if this isn't corrected today.
Yes, that is suck it. Fucking suck it.
That is true, but that is fucking the most appropriate response possible to say, like, I can't work here anymore if you're not going to fucking pay me. You haven't paid me in a month.
Yeah, you got uncomfortable around a warrior. Sorry, you're weak. You're weak. You're yellow bellied. Y'all are cowards. Somebody said out loud, you motherfucking disrespected me.
The payroll man,
you treated me like you don't give a fuck about my financial situations, as if like I'm not coming here and everybody saying, oh my gosh, this is one of the best new hires we've had in a long time. I mean, she's really something, isn't she? Like give it up. And then you didn't give me my check for a whole month. Like, I'm about to start stealing from you.
The payroll manager was heavily.
This is nice. I'm being nice. All I did was point out the truth. I pointed out what happened here and made sure that we both understood it was you that fucked me over. I did nothing except for what I was asked.
The payroll manager was heavily in agreement, but I was speechless that she'd speak to management like that. Payroll handled the whole thing and cut her a check with the okay from HR. Jane had referenced that not being paid put her in financial hardship and unable to pay bills. So HR allowed the use of the employee hardship fund and gave her $500 in gift cards so that she can get groceries and gas and catch up on bills.
Okay. Yeah. Now we're starting to treat people respectfully around here.
A little bit. I'm just kind of floored that she's getting gift cards after speaking to her superiors like that. I'm also uncomfortable because why is our company responsible for her fiscal irresponsibility? Her personal finances or debts are not the company's responsibility. I just don't think it's the company's responsibility to give her more than what she's earned. The extra $500 from the employee emergency relief fund to fix things for her that if she overspent or didn't prioritize her bills or save smartly, we also don't know if she is actually experiencing a financial hardship or just claiming that she was.
I'm ready to pull a gun.
Me too. HR allowed her.
This dude needs his ass beat.
Yeah.
What is this? What are you so invested in this for? And how dare you? And like I said, you know, that was it. Here's the thing, like this guy wants to be gross about it. Like this guy wants her to put like an invoice out in the public. Like how much did it actually cost you? You know, because that $500 gift card is covering the fact that like you couldn't buy as much groceries because you were paying late fees, you know, or you're paying catch-up fees. Yeah, that what an asshole. Like what a fucking piece of garbage. What does he want? Like what does he want? Is this like, I don't know. Is this like a deathmatch team or something? What is,
well, there's more. HR allowed her paid time to go to the bank today and deposit her check. I told our HR person that while it's not okay Jane didn't get paid, the way she approached it was uncalled for. HR told me she's right. It can't happen again, and it shouldn't have happened at all. I'm getting tired of the respect gap I'm seeing with younger staff. I think Jane would be better suited at a different department. I'm not comfortable having her on my team since it's obvious she doesn't understand she's entry level and not in charge. Should I wait a while before suggesting she transfer to a different department?
God damn, Jane forever. Long live Jane. This is Jane of Arc or something, man. This is a new hero. She said, okay, so you paid me back for all the money you owed me. You gave me the $500 gift cards. You expect me to do an unpaid run to my bank? Because I would not have to go to my bank otherwise. I'm only going to my bank. I'm going to the downtown one too. So there's going to be parking. You're going to have to pay for that. And there's going to be a walk. And I'm going to go to the downtown bank and I'm going to go deposit this check. And you're going to pay me for the whole fucking hour while I'm depositing this check. Simply because I had to bring it up to you, a fucking $1 million ass company that's supposed to have their shit together and is taking me away from my absolutely stellar work that I'm constantly fucking doing for your ass.
And Jane, like, I want to stress this too, that Jane isn't some like extremist anarchist comrade warrior or whatever. Jane is asking for literally exactly what she deserves. Yeah, like everything that she wants, she deserves. I don't think it doesn't come off like she yelled at these people either. She spoke forcefully with them, which is what you do when you've worked for a month and not been paid.
And the thing is about it is that like sometimes when people speak the truth and it's about how you mistreated them, it feels force. It feels like force, but it's pushing you. It's telling you that you're in the wrong. It is a force. It is it's not like she's not being aggressive. She's not assaulting anybody. She is literally like shaking you and saying, hey, you owe me fucking money. Like you agreed to it. That's just how it goes. This is why I'm here, is to get money. Now I'm distressed.
You should really think about how I would have reacted to I would have fucking Brett, I would have lost my fucking mind and looked the way I looked the day I went to rehab. Like the day I went to rehab, a friend of mine came over and said, you looked in a way that I've never seen another person look. Like your demeanor was just, and I would have been pulling my fucking hair out of my head. I would have been screaming. I'd have looked like fucking George the Animal Steel in this office.
Yeah. Gnawing on a belt buckle, turnbuckle.
Yeah. Gnawing on this fucking corner of the boss's desk. Give me my fucking money.
Yeah. I mean, this person is like, I mean, well-practiced precision. You know, Jane like said everything that was within the guidelines of the books, the HR, you know, she played it so perfectly. And this dude is fucking salty. This is just saltiness. Like you have to take a loss. Like your company did something wrong. And they make a lot of money off of people like Jane. And this isn't the appropriate way to react to something like this. Absolutely. I mean, I've dealt with this type of shit and got fired for asking, you know, like you're not even got an modicum of respect. So,
I mean, also I want to say that, like, again, your first 2 paychecks, this happens, you are going to have serious issues with the company that you've been working at for a month. You are going to fucking be that's one of the other, like, okay, I'm at a business that I've worked at for 5 fucking years and something happens where I don't get, there were times, I can remember one time at Chuck E. Cheese when our checks came 1 day late. And I can remember one time at the cable company where they came like 1 day late. And everybody fucking flipped out. I think they made a concession to us. Like they gave us like $50 or something. Like they took care of us because of it. But like at the cable company, when the checks were 1 day late, people were fucking losing their minds.
Yeah, when I worked at the startup, there would be some bouncy check days. Some paychecks would bounce. And then like the owner would have to give you money out of his account. Like it was very weird situation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hell. Whenever they're like the checks are, or even like when I used to get paid by mail back in the day and there would be snow and then they wouldn't be able to deliver the checks. They'd be like, hey, we aren't getting our checks tonight. And I'm like, no, wait, what do you mean? Like it's like 2 weeks from fucking Christmas. And they're like, no, we're not getting our checks tonight. And I'm like, I mean, I need it tonight. And they're like, I mean, it's on a plane, like it's stuck somewhere in like, you know, Wilmington or something. So it's not going to be here for a couple of days. Like you're not gonna get your money. You're just like, what the fuck?
I have never lived in a world where I did not absolutely 100% need my paycheck on the day that I get paid. Yeah. Not only on the day that I get paid, on the morning that I get paid.
Yeah.
And I will never live in a world, I don't think, where I'm not going to be like, all right, fucking, we can charge some stuff tonight and it won't come out until tomorrow.
Yes. We can inch our way out there. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I have seen what happens when somebody's pay is late. Jane, in this case, sounds like this again, as you said, though, sometimes when you just tell the truth to somebody or tell somebody how they made you feel, it can sound like you're yelling at them.
Yeah. No, it happened to me plenty of times where, you just say like, you actually said I was going to pay $11.50 for these hours. You paid me $11.25. And so you owe me $6. Like, I mean, like I said, I would keep my own hours. And I know there's other people. Our good friend Brandon, he also keeps hours on shit. And we'll go and just be like, I think you owe me like $3.88 on that project. You know, like it counts. All of it fucking counts. Like, and if you don't keep track of it, like they'll take advantage of you. Like they really will. They are trying to fuck you over at every opportunity.
God, I need to fucking totally we need a poll on this because I am mind blown about you keeping your own hours and knowing how much you are supposed to get paid before you get paid. I gotta tell you, dude, never in my life, I've never heard somebody be like, hey, you didn't pay me the amount I was supposed to get. And now you saying this has me 100% believing I've been stolen from in my career.
Yeah,
Like there's
some manager that was supposed to keep the hours low for the week, and they took 15 minutes off of every shift or something for you, and you didn't check, and they that got them a little bit of leeway with their boss.
Yeah, I have never. So
yeah, I mean, and also, I mean, this also the whole thing. This is I hope this becomes a real thing. I don't want it to be like a meme. I don't want it to be just like sassy t-shirts that people get in Targets that like millennials like are mad, or that even like Gen Z is even crazier and won't put up with any of this shit. I really would love this to be a part of like American culture and make it bigger and better and expand this type of thing, because these old white guys are just so fucking jealous that people don't subscribe. They subscribe to a dumbass mindset that they never even put themselves through. Like they just mediocre white dudes just get to the top of wherever they're at through no fucking talent of their own, just through fitting the fucking part. And so this to me always just comes off as jealousy, that someone would say my time is worth a lot and I actually am proud of my work and I would like to be recognized for that. Like I think that I want to say out loud, I did something that made this company a lot of money. Yeah, I actually, you're going to pay me $1,000 for this week of work. I think I got $100,000 in new fucking projects for this fucking place. So you know what? I did something, and I'm good at it. And like, paying me all the goddamn money you said you would. And it's the same with like coming to your manager and just straight up saying like, I want more money to do this. Like, people should be more bold in saying that and doing direct negotiation. Union is the way to go for sure, but there's no reason to give any of these managers any fucking relief. Like if you do a good job and you're valuable, keep ratcheting it up. See how much you can make them pay. You need to FinDom these motherfuckers.
Well, and it's interesting because what I really think goes on here is the classic, like, I got mine, so fuck you. Yeah. Where in order to get to management, you generally have to not have a super skeptical mind about management, right? In order to get to management, you have to fucking play ball to get there. Once you get there, you gotta probably just naturally in your mind are gonna be fucking really mad when somebody isn't playing ball the same way you played ball when you're the manager.
Yep.
Like it's probably such a like it's probably such a thing that like people do, because like I could see it happening to me where it's just like, oh, I never fucking complained, and now I got these people under me and they're all fucking complaining, and it must be the generation, when in fact it's always been that way. I mean, like every person that I ever watched move up to the ranks and surpass me as a manager were people that never fucking complained to the manager, never asked a question in a meeting unless it was an affirmative question at the meeting, like, hey, isn't it all neato how great we're doing here?
Point out a great job that everybody in charge has been doing. The guidance around here has just been top notch this quarter.
Yeah, so like when you become one, you probably really do fucking hate it when somebody is even like has the confidence to come at you and say like, you didn't fucking pay me, I'm not, it's a serious problem and you have to pay me my money, which rocks.
Once again, being nice, not even like, because I've sent like some really nasty emails that like really tried to break down like how much they fucked me over, like you didn't pay me and like now I owe this amount of money and I'm really fucked over. I've tried to tell my jobs like the snow situation with the checks, like I've tried to like tell them, hey, I had a cash advance I was supposed to pay that I couldn't pay, and now they're charging me this amount of money, and I try to get them to pay for it, and they're like, no, we're not fucking doing that. Here's your check, here's your check on Monday. Here's your check on motherfucking Monday. Just deal with it, and so Jane got exactly what everyone that gets slighted by their employer deserves, is what they got.
I mean, all I'll say is that like, this should have been the solution on the first time that Jane wasn't paid. And I'm sure that's what led to maybe a more confrontational tone, which, I mean, again, even on the first time she didn't get paid, I would have been crazy confrontational. It's just the worst feeling in the world, especially when you live in this capitalist fucking society thing, is your money not being there when it's supposed to be there.
You're still like that, yeah. I mean, even now with money, like if because I've been sleeping and sometimes I party hardy because I don't have my kid, and I'll sleep until like 2 or 3 p.m. and then I'll wake up to text messages. They're like, "Is that coming in today? Like, can I put my rent check out there or not? Like, just let me know what I can do."
Let me explain that to the listeners so it doesn't sound like I'm a fucking asshole. My rent is late when it's 1 day late, so it's due on the 1st, and there's no grace period.
That's bogus. That's bogus.
I can post date the check for the 2nd and they won't charge me the late fee, but it just like the second I wake up on the day I'm supposed to get paid, the only thing I'm thinking about is that rent check, like until the money is there.
Well, when it leaves your hands to when the money is actually there.
Yeah. It's a real tight wire act that we're playing there with the rent check. I've told him before that, like, hey man, why don't you wait till the 3rd or something, dude?
Mine is 15 days.
Oh, that would fucking rule, man.
I don't use it.
None.
I do not play with my rent like that, so I do not use it. But wow, am I tempted sometimes to let it ride and be like, oh, I'll just sell some old shit that I have, you know.
And if you did notice, I bet you if you went back through the text that on paydays, Brett, that if it's a Saturday or a Sunday, I probably don't send you a text because it's not going to come out that day.
Right. It's a good point.
My landlord also does paper checks only. So my Minions checks get, I have Minions checks just to pay my rent. So
yeah, Jake is also good because he does a no rush. Like, Patreon does not come out until the 2nd. The money is like not completely deposited until the 2nd. And I tell everybody that. And Jake sends his hours on the 1st of every single month. And he says, oh, hey, here's my hours, man, but no rush on that or anything. It's like, yeah, man, I know it's only the 2nd. Like,
I know. I knew it was
when it's going to be. So I'm not rushing to get it today at all.
Yeah, I knew it was the 2nd. I know. And no, it says Brian sweating at midnight on day 15. I wouldn't do that only because I know myself well enough to know that I would if I didn't pay my rent on the day it was due, I would and be like, oh, I'll just pay it in 2 weeks. I wouldn't have the money. I would spend the money. I can't control myself.
Yeah, I can't play with that either. I'd go back to eating. I have to be eating fucking hot dogs again. So that's why I don't play like that anymore.
Yeah, I can't.
Like, I would just be like eating white bread to sustain myself if I gambled with my rent to the 15th.
I do not deserve my own trust. I haven't proven to myself that I could. Yeah, I haven't proven to myself that I can trust myself.
Oh, I'm playing a video game right now, Yakuza Like a Dragon. I got it for Christmas last year. I'm trying to beat it within 1 year of starting it. I'm like 80% of the way through. But the part I'm stuck on is chapter 12 out of 15. You just have to raise 3 million yen. And every time I get almost to $3 million, I will buy a bunch of like cool weapons and shit. And like, well, I can make it back. Like, I'll just go earn some more. I can't, like, I've never in my life had over 1 million in the game. And then all of a sudden I had to get 3 million. And then once I got to 2 million, I was just buying anything I thought was fucking cool. Like, I was just like, the game really opened up for me at that point.
Yeah, I am the #1 worst money guy of all time.
Yeah.
I don't ever trust myself. I put it like this. What's the date right now? Today is October 20th currently. And I get paid in 11 days, 12 or 13. I don't know, 2 weeks. I get paid in like 2 weeks. And I am sitting around thinking like, oh man, I got some stuff I'm going to buy when I get that money. And I shouldn't be thinking that way, but I do. I have some ideas.
Enriching your life with that money.
And the holidays are coming up. So that's going to kick me in the nuts.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah. Well, that's the show this week. We will see you Sunday for the Cowlin show at 8.
8 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's a new time. So that way I can get my daughter to bed. So every Sunday night, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Street Fight call-in show, same number as before. If you want more of us, head to patreon.com/Street Fight Radio, sign up for that. As far as the fundraiser for my car goes, all of the lithographs are out, all of the patches are out, all of the stickers are out. We do have extra quantity. I am going to keep the price the same. We are going to keep raising money for the Hopi Tutsquah Permaculture Institute. So that's coming soon. And I think we're going to do a t-shirt with the image from my car. So, and I think I'm also working on the third side and talking to the editor of Jalopnik. So he's going to help us maybe raise more than we ever did before. But that's coming. That all that stuff is out there. We raised $1,400 for the Hopi Tutsquah Permaculture Institute. Got the car painted and got Eric paid for his time. And appreciate everyone that donated and was a part of that. We'll continue to work towards other projects like that in the future. And we will see you later. We're Street Fight. Peace.
Bye-bye, boys.